Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you some of my manipulative organization for our preschool homeschool. My daughter is in the background playing, so if you hear some magnet tiles being put together, that is what she is doing. If you're interested in seeing kind of how I organize our homeschool room, I can do another video on that, but I did want to focus on manipulative organization this morning. So for us, we are really hands-on when it comes to our homeschooling. Use a lot of manipulatives, and I have come to really love containers and storage. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you. This is kind of like we have one of the, I don't think they're called the expedite storage systems anymore. I think they changed the name. But we have one of these things from IKEA. It's old, so it works in our homeschool room. I don't really care what happens to it. And we store all of our homeschool stuff in this area and on top. But like I mentioned, I'm going to be focusing on manipulatives. So right off the bat, I'll go ahead and show you what I have in the back here. And this is what I use to put in our tray work bins that we have for Monday through Friday. So I use these to put whatever manipulative we're using for the activity in these little bins here, or this little basket. These are just, I think I got these at the Dollar Tree, and this basket has been here for I don't know how long. So I use these to put them in, and I'll just go ahead and oh, so here's an example. We have an activity center in here. I usually put our manipulative in the bin, and it gets shut in there. Sometimes, well, if I don't have the tray in there, it closes. So that's just an example of what we do. So we use those to store them in. I have Play-Doh back here because we use Play-Doh a lot for manipulatives, and my daughter plays with it. So I just have our Play-Doh. I also have a jar of, these are the tube creatures, and these are the dogs. We did a matching activity with these. However, we also use these on occasion for manipulative. I used to store all my manipulatives in mason jars with tops like this, and I really liked it, but I just had a lot of glass in the homeschool room, which wasn't really conducive with a preschooler. So I have our jar for our counting bears, like our little counting bear cups here, but I keep, so these are, well, let me show you. First of all, let me pull everything down. I think that would be easier. Here is what I have for our manipulative storage. So I have 2 of these containers stacked, and then I didn't have enough room in these, and I didn't want to buy more. So I used what I had on hand, and I had a lot of these little Sterilite containers. First off, in these containers, we use a lot of erasers. Our most recent holiday that we just had was Easter, so I have all these little Easter erasers we used in a lot of our Easter activities. I have little carrots, bunnies, I think there's some Easter eggs, and then bunny heads. Yep, and then Easter eggs. So I store these in there. Off. And then here's our counting bears. I showed you the cups before, but I store my counting bears in this bin. We use counting bears all the time. So it's actually nice to have it in this separate little bin because they're easily accessible. And then in this bigger one, I have, bless you, I have these little, they're not the tubes, they're the, oh, I don't know. They're the brand from Target, but I have these safari animals, or like wildlife creatures, that we use for counting and just everything. She likes animals, so these are helpful manipulatives. So I have those in there. So those are the little bins. So I have 2 of these bins, and I'll go ahead and open them up for you so you can see everything that we use. I like these because they're clear tops. And everything fits in here nicely. So over here I have some little, I think I got these at the Target dollar spot. They're little alphabet blocks. So we use these on occasion, not all that often. I also, this was a YouTube recommendation from one of my favorite curriculum writers, Amanda from Fun Hands-On Learning. I just love a lot of her curriculum. When I go through some of our curriculum when I do videos, you'll see some of her activities and such. But she uses these little baby food jar tops, and I actually really like these because we actually use these a lot for our manipulative. So I have those stored in there too. And then we use erasers like nobody's business, especially for
buttons. Buttons.
Yes, we do use buttons. We use a lot of themed erasers for our themed activity work. So I have snowmen, Santa Claus. I have some pumpkin erasers for the fall time. I have these little like back to school erasers. So apples, school buses, earth, stars, which are one of my daughter's favorites. And then buttons, which is like a huge hit for my daughter. She loves buttons. So those are all stored here in the middle. I have some math dice that we don't use a ton of yet. My daughter is not a numbers person. She doesn't like math. But we will use these more when we enter our formal math curriculum later this summer. And then I also have these big die. We use these a lot for roll and cover games. And I have 2 of these. These I got at the Dollar Tree. So that's the first bin. The second bin I have is this one. And in this side I have Scrabble letters. We use Scrabble letters all the time. We use them for matching letters. We use them to build words. My daughter isn't reading yet, but we still try to make simple CVC words with these. We love Scrabble letters. I absolutely love them. I have some magnetic letters. I don't have a ton of these. We just don't use them all that often. So I don't even know if I have a full set, but that's it, and I only have uppercase. So we have magnetic letters in here. They're in the back because we don't reach for them. Marbles, we use these as counters and cups. So for example, if my daughter is doing a simple activity where I am telling her to put 5 marbles in the blue cup, she can count out 5 marbles in the blue cup. So we use the marbles for that. They're not flat, so they're not a great place and leave manipulative, but they're good counters. And then I also have the flat plant filler gems from the Dollar Tree. These we love to cover up our answers with. I have mini magnetic numbers that we use quite often, actually, a lot more than we use our magnetic letters. These are just fun to reinforce things. I have pom-poms. We use these a lot more when she was a little bit younger, but we haven't gravitated towards these really much. I have these mini Play-Dohs that I store in the side. These are just smaller versions of what we have up there, but they fit easily in this container, and so often we'll do like little Play-Doh balls for push down or something like that. Additionally, I also store some of our little tweezer hand tools here as well for transferring activities, which my daughter is sort of growing out of at this stage. So that is everything we have in our manipulative bins. Like I said, I have 2 of these, and they get stored right up here, and then I have this. So that is how we organize our homeschool manipulatives and what we use. If you're interested in kind of how I further organize our homeschool room, please leave a comment down below. I'm hoping to get a couple more videos out this month of some more of our storage and homeschool organization, as well as our curriculum picks for next year. So thanks so much for watching.